They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Yeah, look at this defense for the Vikings.
They find themselves just a couple of spots outside of the top 10 defending the pass, number 12 in the league.
And since this is such a good unit of covering passes downfield, I think that last play is typical of what we might see. A lot of short passes, see if they can generate some run after the catch, but nothing doing on that one.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Now a first. Now a loose football. The ball comes out, and the Vikings pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. Even the great ones, some of the best, they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make the score 14-0. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they were winners the last time they took the field, which was 2 weeks ago. They had the open week last week, so this is a squad that should be really refreshed and ready to roll.
I would agree, because when you get that open week after a victory, it does wonders for everyone. Obviously, your body get a chance to heal up, but your mind as well. You feel good about winning, so now you get away from it for a few days, put down the playbook, turn off the film. Just be you. Enjoy that time away, and then you come back ready to go.
Now a 2nd and 10.
18, hot, 18, Cardinal, bang, 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 bang. Warriors 17, Mustang 19, 18, Rattler 19 tight, 19 tight. Check over.
He'll look to throw. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Now the first carry here for the running back. And he'll go out of bounds, it looks like, right at the 40. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Right back to him on 1st down. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
60 by 70 Rangers, 70 Rangers, 60 Bobcats, 70, 19 Lions.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
19, 7 back, 18.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things. Get back to what works.
Looks like the offense is going to take another shot here. They're going on 4th and 13. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they're going to come to the line here, and it appears trying to go for it on 4th. They're indeed going for it as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. They'll run on 1st down. Sampson.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6.
There go play action. Here's McCarthy. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Well, partner, given where that drive started, that's an excellent job defensively to force them into 4th down.
And they're going to at least line up to go for it here on 4th down.
Going for it. Here's McCarthy.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
A gain of 15. And the Vikings 1st down.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. They'll try the left side. Sampson. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now 2nd and 3.
They'll keep it on the ground. Sampson. And he's stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Now a handoff running through the middle. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there forcing a loss on that play.
The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Flag comes out, and that's because the offense did not get the play off in time.
And you can see the head coach, he is not happy. Everyone getting away from him right now because he's frustrated that they didn't get the ball snapped in time.
Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. And his kick is right there. It's good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
7-18, Buffalo 18. 7 Pirates, go!
Looking to throw.
Inside the 10.
And did he get in? No, down at the 1-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
It's just called, as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in. And he is is not going to get through here on try number 1. They stop him at the goal line. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
He'll try again. And this time he'll score. Touchdown, Lions. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and they actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2.
The Lions will set up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll try and run it here. So the defense gets the stop. I know it's situation to situation, but who has more pressure there, offense or defense, when they go for 2?
I truly believe it's the defense has more pressure because the offense has an entire playbook wide open from the 2-yard line. You can run it, you can throw it. So defensively, I think most teams are going to be aggressive and force the issue and try and bring pressure.
And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Now a handoff up the middle. Sampson trying to run inside, but nothing there. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
Just a 30-yard punt that time. And the Lions will have excellent field position here as they take over 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Second down and 6 now.
They'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
And he's going to get this down near the 20.
11 yards there and a Lion first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a one-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. They work now on 2nd and 9. Back to throw here. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Martin, I think it's high time to get him some passes that he's comfortable with. Some easy throws, some completions. He's not even hitting the 50% thus far.
Well, certainly that has played a big role into why they are trailing right now. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. They'll set up a throw. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
I thought that was a completed pass until he came in and forced the ball from his hands. Not only did he make a nice play, he brings up 4th down.
How about this? They'll change it at the line. And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
After the made field goal, back out is Borregales to kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Here's McCarthy. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Throwing is McCarthy. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
I like the calmness of how he played the ball here. No panic in his eyes as that throw arrived. Tracked it from the moment it left the quarterback's hand, and that's just where he needed to be to knock it away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To the air with McCarthy. He finds his man, complete. It's Torres. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37.
Again, he'll drop to throw. He completes it to Ridley. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Last play, they went over 20 yards. This time, they topped 30. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Vikings would extend their lead here just before halftime. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on 1st and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left him reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know, they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
So time enough for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
23-yard line.
Here we go, Shaq. Cougar 19. 79 Bronco. 75. 75. Warriors 70. Take off.
They'll throw now on the final play. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense is throwing at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10.
70 line. 19, 18. Pioneers. Pop 19. 19 tight. 19 tight. Ready.
He'll look to throw. He's got a man. Complete. Touchdown, Detroit. A big play there. 69 yards. And the Lions come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. That's the score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
16.
Following the touchdown, Borregales back out to send this one away. And he'll be out of bounds here, a yard shy of the 25 and the 24.
At their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
2nd and 3. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down.
3rd
I'm sure a lot of time was spent in the locker room, Charles, with talking with his defense about setting a tone here in the third quarter when you're down on the scoreboard. A sack like that, maybe that can get them going.
Yeah, you have to believe exactly what you just said. That they got together and said, let's be some change agents here. Let's go ahead and turn things around. Let's be the force that gets us going here in the second half and puts us in a position to find a way to win the game.
McCarthy operating from the gun. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
And that's a really good job there defensively. They went into this possession knowing that they needed to get a stop. They're in a tight ball game, and they got it done. Great work to force the 3 and out. Got the football right back for their offense. They've got to go to the sidelines feeling pretty good about themselves and encouraging their offensive mates to get some points.
The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the second time. Fielded just inside the 20. So the punt goes for 56 with a decent return of 13. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. They'll set up to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
When you run into slant, timing is everything. And against that man coverage, there was no space available, and incompletion as a result.
So 2nd and 10 now here in the third quarter from Detroit. He'll drop to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
They'll look to throw again. That is caught. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 36. The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Lions are back within a couple of the lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
60 Bobcat, 60 Bobcat, Dragon 60.
They'll try and throw for it. And he'll get into the end zone, and those 2 points are going to tie the game. So they go with a pass there on the 2-point try and able to convert it, Charles.
And a good job by the offense figuring out their 2-point play and using it well. It's interesting how people are using the strategy nowadays, though, isn't it?
It really is, and I don't know how much that particular play factored in, but with the PAT moving back in 15-16, that kind of changed things, didn't it?
It's really a part of everyone's strategy now. When I talk with coaches and when we sit with them, they always talk about they actually have 2-point periods in practice now, something they never really did before.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And their lead has evaporated in this third quarter. It's tied once more as they begin with a 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
He had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. So from the 37, here's 2nd and a yard. Working out of the gun is McCarthy. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
They tried to throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
On 1st down, Sampson. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 50 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he's struggling, especially in that first half.
Yeah, I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. Looking to throw McCarthy. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So third down, but you got to think they'd like to get closer, even in a dome with good kicking conditions for a possible field goal.
Now McCarthy. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards. Back to throw. McCarthy. And it's complete right back to Ridley. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. A gain of 8 there on the 8th play of the drive.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent gain.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2.
Here's a give up the middle. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown.
Dylan Sampson with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Point after try forthcoming. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
It's the score. Vikings 31, Lions 24.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
Wide open receiver complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38.
Here we go. Cougar 19. Mustang 19. Warrior 17. Dragon 6.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And that, nearly picked off. Well, it would have been a great time for their first interception of the game. Instead, it's 2nd down.
Oh, this defense knows. 4th quarter, they need to make a play. That one was ripe for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now fourth down. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This will be from 56 yards out. Oh, they're changing this at the line. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that'll bring him back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, you know, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Well, the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. Second down and 8. On play action, now McCarthy. He sets to fire deep. And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way down to the 29. A big play there for Minnesota. 51 yards. They'll run on first down. Sampson. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 75 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. On play action, McCarthy. He finds his man, complete. It's Torres. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. Wow, a personal foul at this stage in the fourth. Hard to believe. Really hard to believe, and now that glow of hope that you had begins to flicker out, doesn't it? Yep. 5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball and continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
So they come up on second down, and they can get another run like we just saw. Would likely put an end to this thing. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bring up a key third down.
But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Going for it. Here's McCarthy. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. And, Charles, they continue to have trouble stopping him as he's into the end zone yet again.
Yeah, that's multiple series now that have ended with him in the end zone. A perfect plan on how to utilize him best when they get in close.
Extra point right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 11.
38. Lions, 27.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
Tag. Mustang 19. 65. Go.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And all the way down to the 24-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
2 timeouts remaining, but time is of the essence. Down 2 scores. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And this is caught. So it's a late touchdown, but maybe too late. Still a little time left on the clock, however. Okay, game on. Don't go anywhere yet. You got a 1-score game now. Probably going to rely on the onside kick coming up.
Yeah, they have to. It's not a high percentage play, but it's better than not having a chance at all. And that's when you put your leapers and your flyers on one side, get that high hop, and hope that one of the guys can come up with it.
And on the other side, get that hands team ready.
No doubt about it.
So certainly some importance to this one now. After the touchdown, they could get this down to a field goal with a 2-point conversion. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And with it, they're back within a field goal. So a crucial 2-point conversion there, but that's just part 1 of this 2-part story that they need to happen here.
Yeah, they do need to do a few other things, don't they? They got the 2, as you noted. Now they've got to make sure they get the onside kick and hope to get into field goal range and maybe have one last miracle left.
Yeah, I guess you're right. It's more than a 2-part story. It's a 3- or 4-part story. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for Minnesota, the great run they've been on continues as they move to 9-1 now. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Detroit, it's a bit of a setback as they drop to 6-4 now.
And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.